Welcome back. So far we've written programs that run straight from the top to bottom. But real programs need decisions. For example, if the user enters the correct password, log them in. If a student scores above 90, give an A grade. If the battery is low, show a warning. Print sum of first 100 natural numbers. Find the factorial of a number. Accept student details till user says yes. This decision making or repetition ability comes from control flow, mainly using first conditions, if-else statements, second loops, for and while. These allow your Python programs to think, repeat and respond intelligently to different situations. Conditions in Python work using if, elif and else. Let's begin with the structure. If condition, run some code, elif another condition, run some other block of code, else run some another block of code. Let's see a simple example. Age equal to 18. If age greater than equal to 18, print you are an adult, else print you are a minor. Python checks the condition. If it's true, runs the block. If it's false, goes to else. Using elif. Marks equal to 85. If marks greater than equal to 90, print grade A. Elif marks greater than equal to 75, print grade B. Elif marks greater than equal to 60, print grade C. Else print grade D. Only one block will run, the first true one. This structure forms the backbone of decision making in Python. Now let's have a look at nested conditions. Sometimes you need conditions inside conditions. This is called nested if. Example, age equal to 25, has license equal to true, if age greater than equal to 18, if has license, print you can drive, else print you need a license to drive, else print you must be 18 or older. Here we see that if has license block is nested within the if age greater than equal to 18 block. A few tips for nesting. Don't over nest your code. Too many nested blocks reduce readability. Use and or when possible. For example, the same logic can be simplified using relational operator. If age greater than equal to 18 and has license, print you can drive, else print you cannot drive. Always aim for clean, readable code. Imagine printing numbers from 1 to 500 programmatically. If not impossible, very time consuming, right? That's where loops help us. They repeat code automatically. Python has two types of loops. For loop repeats a certain number of times, and while loop repeats as long as condition is true. Loops save time, reduce errors and make programs efficient. Let's learn them one by one. The for loop, meant for iterating over sequences. The for loop is used to iterate through sequences like lists, strings or ranges. Basic format, for item in sequence, code. Example, for I in range 5, print I. This prints 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here range 5 generates numbers from 0 to 4. Another example, for letter in Python, print letter. This will print each letter on a new line. The for loop is incredibly powerful for processing collections of data. Now, let's see a few more examples of the for loop. First, for loop with the start and stop value. Basic structure is for I in range, start comma stop, code. The loop runs from the start value to stop value -1. For example, the following loop will print numbers from 2 to 7 exclusive of 8. For I in range 2, 8, print I. Output gives 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Second, for loop with start, stop and step value. Basic structure is for I in range, start, comma, stop, comma, step. Code. This loop will print numbers from 1 to 9 incrementing by 2. For I in range 1, 10, 2, print I. The loop runs from the start value to stop value -1, and in every iteration of the loop counter variable is incremented by the step value. Output is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Here we observe that the output gives us odd numbers between 1 and 10. You may go ahead and apply similar logic for returning even numbers within a range. Third, looping in reverse, negative step. Basic structure is for I in range, start, comma, stop, comma, minus step, code. The loop runs from the start value to one value higher than the stop value, and in every iteration of the loop counter variable is decremented by the step value. This loop will print numbers from 5 down to 1 exclusive of 0. For I in range 5, 0, -1, print I. Output is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This completes our concept about the for loop. The while loop, which repeats until condition changes. A while loop runs as long as a certain condition is true. Example, count equal to 1, while count less than equal to 5, print count plus equal to 1. This prints numbers from 1 to 5. Important points. Make sure the condition eventually becomes false. Otherwise, the loop will run forever, infinite loop. While loops are great when you don't know how many times something should repeat. For example, keep asking for password until correct. Break, continue, and pass statements. These three keywords control the loop flow. First is break. Stops the loop immediately. For I in range 10, if I equal to 5, break, print I. This loop will print numbers from 0 to 4, and when 5 is reached, the loop will stop. Second, continue. Skips the current iteration and moves to the next. For I in range 10, if I equal to 5, continue, print I. This loop will skip the number 5 and print all other numbers from 0 to 9. Third, pass. A placeholder which does nothing. For I in range 3, pass. Used when code will be added later. All these tools help you write flexible, practical loops. With this, we complete our concept of looping in Python. Try these exercises to strengthen your understanding. First, write a program that checks if a number is positive, negative, or 0. Second, print numbers from 1 to 20 using a for loop. Third, print even numbers from 2 to 50. Fourth, ask users for a password. Keep asking until the correct password is entered. Fifth, print the sum of numbers from 1 to 100. These small challenges help you build confidence. Let's build a useful project, a password strength checker. Our goal is to check if a password is at least 8 characters, contains letters, contains digits, contains special characters. For this project, I will introduce you to some of the string functions in Python. The len function in Python is a built-in function used to determine the number of items in an object. It is versatile and commonly applied to various data structures. The any function in Python is a built-in function that takes an iterable like a list, tuple, set, dictionary, or generator as an argument. It returns true if at least one element within the iterable is truthy and false otherwise. If the iterable is empty, any also returns false. The isDigit function in Python is a built-in string method used to determine if all characters within a string are digits. It returns a boolean true or false value. The isAlpha method in Python is a built-in string method used to check if all characters in a string are alphabetic. It returns a boolean true or false value. The isAlphanumeric function in Python is a built-in string method used to check if all characters in a string are alphanumeric. It returns true if all characters in the string are either letters, small a to z, or capital A to z, or numbers 0 to 9. It returns false if the string contains any non-alphanumeric characters, for example spaces, punctuation marks, special symbols, or if the string is empty. Another concept used the while true loop, which is an infinite loop. We break out of it when a condition is satisfied. Here is the code of the mini project. While true, password equal to input, enter your password, length equal to len password greater than equal to 8, digit equal to any ch.isDigit for ch in password, letters equal to any ch.isAlpha for ch in password, special equal to any not ch.isAlnum for ch in password, if length and digit and letters and special. Here you see that we are using the AND relational operator to check for the validity of all these particular variables. So length will carry a true if the password enters has a length of greater than equal to 8. Digit will carry a true if the password entered has a valid digit between all the characters entered. Letters will return a true if the characters entered have a valid letter. And special will return a true if the characters entered have a special character within. Print strong password and break. So in case all these particular variables are true, then we know that the password is strong, then we need to break out of the loop. And if any of the conditions is false, then we need to print a message weak password and we need to go on into the loop again. So while true loop will not break till the condition remains false, means until we enter a strong password, this loop will keep on repeating infinitely. So we see that this is a practical application of loops, conditions and string methods. Great work. You have completed the entire control flow section.